Hey Pisces, welcome to Mira's Soul Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Pisces. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, please check your other placements. All right, let's get started.
All right, so we do have the Four of Cups, we got the Nine of Pentacles, and then we also have the Wheel of Fortune out here. Okay. Okay, Pisces. I'm going to be honest, Pisces. I'm going to be very honest with what I'm seeing here, okay? And keep in mind, this could be your energy or somebody else's overall energy. But it kind of looks like there was something that didn't necessarily play out in your favor. And it could very well be referring to a relationship. I do want to look at the Wheel of Fortune as well, but something did not play out in your favor. And it's forcing you to basically start over all over again. Now that you're being forced to start all over again due to whatever this thing is that didn't necessarily play out in your favor, there's somebody that's randomly crossing your mind. And you're just like, you know what, let me go call them. Let me go text them. Like, it has that type of feel to it. But I want to see exactly what didn't necessarily play out in your favor so that we have a rough idea of what's going on. Tell me more about the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so we have the Hermit, we have the Queen of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Lovers, and then we also have the Hierophant. So it kind of looks like it was a relationship that didn't necessarily work out here between you and whoever it is that you were once upon a time romantically involved with. This is honestly somebody that you genuinely thought was basically the one for you. This is obviously somebody that you wanted to go off and build and establish a long-term committed relationship with, but for whatever reason, it just kind of looks like it didn't work out and you're being forced to start over all over again. You're not too happy about it as far as like starting over is concerned, but like I said, dude, somebody's randomly crossing your mind and you're just like, you know what, let me go call them. Let me go hit them up. I'm gonna be honest, and this is where I'm gonna have to blow your spot up just a little bit. I feel like the main reason, why you're thinking, you know what, let me go call them, let me go text them, it has a lot to do with you needing a little bit of a distraction in your life. You don't want to sit around and think about how this relationship went south here between you and this person, how much it sucks and how much it hurts. You don't want to sit up and do all of that is kind of what I'm getting. So it kind of looks like you're choosing to gravitate towards someone, but it is stemming from a place of, I need a distraction right now. I don't want to sit around and think about this person and how this ending played out and how it hurt me and how it affected me. I just need a distraction right now. It's kind of coming from that place. Okay, let's look at this person, or I guess whoever decides to show up here for you to the right of me. Okay, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Seven of Swords, and then we also have the World out here. You could have been dealing with an Aquarius strongly, possibly a Gemini. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case though, but in regards to how this person's currently viewing this relationship with you, I feel like this is the past person that we're kind of picking up on, not necessarily this person that you're deciding to gravitate towards, which is somebody that I really want to kind of look into. But anyways, let's focus on this past person really quickly here. There's an overall energy of them basically knowing that they really did self-sabotage things here between the two of you. They're under the impression that due to them self-sabotaging things here between you and them, the likelihood, right, of you guys getting back together after what they just did is probably never going to happen. Now, I'm not saying that it's never going to happen. We are just going based off of them and how they're currently viewing this entire relationship with you. They kind of feel like they fucked up so badly that you wouldn't ever turn around and take them back, in other words. Okay? At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Tower. So, things could have ended on a really bad note here, I would say, between you and this person, mainly because the Tower is linked to the Devil, which could basically represent a very toxic and unhealthy, marriage, relationship, environment, things of that nature. But I do feel like things ended on a bad note due to whatever it is that they did to cause this moment, I would say, between the two of you. Let's jump back to you, Pisces. Currently at the moment, I don't see you and this human to the right of me going back and forth in communication whatsoever. It kind of looks like they're at a distance from you. You're keeping your distance from them. They're not talking to you. You're not talking to them. How does Pisces currently feel? Okay. Here's the thing, Pisces. This person that you're gravitating towards, it's somebody that it's someone that has feelings for you. It's someone that wants to basically be with you. The problem is that with the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Swords coming out here, for one, you're just simply not ready for all of that. And this is where I'm gonna have to blow your spot up yet again. I hate to do it to you, Pisces, but I gotta read the cards, right? So not only are you not ready for all of that, but the feeling is not essentially neutral. It's not. Granted, are there certain things about this person that you really do like? Sure. But can you honestly foresee yourself being in a full-blown committed relationship with this person? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So then there's that. Tell me, let's look at this person. Tell me more about the Ace of Cups. Okay, so we have the Emperor. We also have the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. We have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, whoever this person is that you're gravitating towards, it's somebody that you already have a lot of history with. This is not a new person whatsoever. Y'all already have, history here with one another. This is kind of like the true epitome of like you picking up where you basically left off with this person is like the best way that I can describe what it is that I'm seeing here. There's also like an overall energy attached to this person that you're gravitating towards, Pisces. There's this overall energy of like, I knew they would come back to me. I just knew it. I just knew it. I just knew it. There's a huge possibility that you could very well be connecting with somebody who is very, very intuitive, but they seem pretty happy that the two of you are back on speaking terms with one another. They seem pretty happy that the two of you are just kind of picking up where you left off with one another. But even though, yes, I see you guys reconnecting with one another, even though, yes, I see the two of you picking up where you left off here with one another, I do feel like this happily ever after reunion here that's going on between you and this person, it is going to be shortly lived, and here's why. This person is not trying to be your friend, Pisces. They're not trying to have a friends with benefits sort of situation going on here between you and them. They're not trying to take things slowly here, but they're not trying to do any of that. They're very dead set on you and what they want with you. And I kind of feel like over time, this relationship between you and this person is going to kind of stress you out and make you feel rushed into something that, for one, you're not ready for. And again, I hate to blow your spot up, but this is not somebody that you foresee yourself having a future with. I'm just going to keep it real with you. This is not somebody that you foresee yourself having a future with. They seem lovely, but is this the person that you could see yourself getting married to, having kids with, building a life with? No. This is just, no. No, you guys are not even showing up as a true pair to one another, which is basically insinuating that you guys are not compatible to one another. You guys are not compatible to one another. You guys definitely have your differences is kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, you guys definitely have your differences, which having your differences with an individual is not necessarily a bad thing, but that could very well be extremely important to you. To end up with someone that's just, just like you, somebody who's similar to you in the way that you are as a person, the way that you live your life. You know what I mean? That could very well be extremely important to you. But anyways, let's jump back to this one. How does this person currently feel? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. We got the Seven of Wands. Okay, and then we also have the Temperance card. It's interesting because I feel like their mind is telling them one thing, but their intuition, as well as their spirit team, is telling them something completely different. So back to this energy, it's like this person's under the impression that due to whatever it is that they did, you're probably not going to turn around and take them back. You're probably not going to turn around and run after them, right? That's just kind of how they're currently looking at the situation. That's just kind of what they're currently thinking to themselves over here. But their intuition, as well as their spirit team, is telling them it's only a matter of time before you and Pisces revisit this connection all over again. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Okay, so then there's that. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands. There's an overall energy of them feeling really tempted, I would say, to take action in your direction, but currently at the moment they're fighting it. It's like this person wants you to gravitate towards them versus them basically gravitating towards you. But like I said, on an intuitive level, they feel like, yeah, it's only a matter of time before Pisces calls me. It's only a matter of time before Pisces texts me. It's only a matter of time before Pisces breaks their silence. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. But their mind is like, nah, it's over. It is over between you and this human right here. Okay. We'll see, because we'll see. Because currently at the moment, I'm not really getting any cards, from you, as far as like wanting to reconnect with this person from your past is concerned. I'm not getting that vibe off of you as of right now, but if it shows up, I'll definitely let you know. But what actions will Pisces take towards this person are moving forward. So remember, Pisces, you showed up as the Queen of Wands. I don't know if you remember that in the very beginning. You actually showed up as the Queen of Wands. You had the Hierophant and the Lovers attached you when I was clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. When I was basically looking into what didn't necessarily work out, which was, a relationship with somebody that you felt a very strong and intense connection with. This person's actually showing up as a King of Wands. You showed up as a Queen of Wands. So true pair situation here between you and this person. So because you guys are showing up as a King and the Queen of Wands, what typically happens when the King and the Queen of Wands break up, they do this, right? They try to move forward and move on with their life, start talking to other people. Sometimes, they won't even bother putting themselves out there because I noticed that tends to kind of happen with the King and the Queen of Wands, where there's always like one person that's just trying to rush the whole healing process and the other party is just like kind of sitting in it and just trying to kind of process it all and, move past it, which we kind of see this person mainly processing everything that happened here between you and this person and just trying to kind of accept that and move forward and move on with their life. But their intuition is telling them something completely different. Their intuition is like, yo, you guys are gonna get back together. But with the King and the Queen of Wands, when these two break up, they always eventually end up getting back together. And the main reason why they do is because they typically experience with one another that's very unique and very, very rare, but also very, very intense to the point where it can become very intoxicating at times. And this is why these two typically always gravitate towards one another eventually. Okay, so with that being said, Pisces, it kind of looks like this one over here is actually extending themselves to you. We did see them kind of fighting the urge, right? But we do eventually see this person extending themselves to you. Now, with the Six of Pentacles coming out here, the Six of Pentacles is basically the minor to the Justice card, which is all about balancing things out and making things right. This person is extending themselves to you with the attempt to, try to make things right here with you, try to bring this relationship back together all over again. We'll see how you respond and react to all of this, but I mean, it always happens with the King and the Queen of Wands. The moment that these two break up and they attempt to move forward and move on with their life and start dating new people and seeing new people, they start to quickly realize that it's just not the same, which is something that you're kind of experiencing here on your end, Pisces, that it's just not the same. This new person doesn't necessarily make you feel the way that this one feels, right? You don't feel a very strong and an intense connection with this individual like you do with this one over here. This one over here is somebody that you mesh very well with. It's somebody that you have a lot of things in common with. It's somebody that you're compatible with. Like I said, when a King and a Queen of Wands come together, regardless of everybody's gender involved, they typically experience with one another that they've never actually experienced ever before. And this is why they always end up getting back together. What actions will this person take towards Pisces? So double confirmation, they are deciding to extend themselves to you in the end. With the Ace of Wands to the Four of Wands, it is coming from a place of them wanting to heal things here with you, wanting to talk to you, wanting to repair things here with you. How is Pisces going to respond and react to this person resurfacing back up here for them? Let's go there, Pisces. You kind of find yourself in a complicated situation. So let's talk about this person let's talk about this one over here, which is somebody that you have history with. So that's the thing. You have history with this person. But let's talk about this person that you're gravitating towards and reconnecting with shortly after your relationship with this one over here went south. Okay? This is somebody who makes you feel safe and secure. Okay. And because they make you feel safe and secure, there's a big part of you that is kind of thinking to yourself, you really should choose them in the end because they make you feel safe and secure. So you really should, in the end, choose them, right? But with this King of Wands from your past, this one over here that you used to deal with, granted, they don't make you feel safe and secure, but this is somebody that you're very compatible with. This is somebody that you share a very strong and intense connection with. So with that being said, it kind of looks like there's a lot of figuring out, I would say, that needs to kind of take place here on your behalf because it's like an energy of you feeling torn between two different people. Should I go off, and be with this one over here that makes me feel safe and secure, or should I go off and be with this one that I feel a very strong and intense connection with? Granted, I don't feel safe and secure with them, but I have a very strong and intense connection with them. See, this one over here, you don't share a strong and intense connection with, but they make you feel safe and secure. So at the end of the day, it kind of looks like you're just torn, I would say, between two people, basically. You're just torn between two people. Okay, so then there's that. What is Pisces going to end up doing in the end? Dude, you're like Donald Jones, dude. You don't really know where you want to be. You don't know where you want to be. And with the Seven of Swords to the Ten of Swords, there, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna have to blow your spot up. I hate to do it yet again. There's an energy of deception around you. There's an energy of deception around you. Not that anybody's being deceptive towards you. It's just the way that you're going about your current situation is very deceptive. In other words, as you're trying to figure out where you want to be, Pisces, it kind of looks like you're entertaining both parties. Okay, it kind of looks like you are entertaining both parties because you're trying to figure out where you want to be. Do you want to be with this one over here that makes you feel safe and secure? Do you want to be with this person from your past that you feel a very strong, intense connection with? It's like you're trying to figure out who's the best option here. Who's the best option here? Okay. You know what's interesting is that with this person that you're reconnecting with, you know, this person that you reached out to shortly after this relationship between you and this one over here went south. How do I explain that? It's like with this one over here, it's like you don't have to worry about them doing shit behind your back. You don't have to worry about them like playing you or anything like that, or deceiving you or manipulating. You don't have to worry about none of that shit, and you know that. But with this person over here to the right of me, it's like those are things that you typically worry about when it comes down to them. You tend to worry if they're doing something behind your back. You tend to worry, you know, if they're out here doing something that they shouldn't be doing, you know, things of that nature. You know, this is kind of like the epitome of you wanting to like, how do I say this? It's like you wish that you could have like, well, not that you could have the both of them, but like, you know, the qualities that your past person to the right of me lacks, you kind of wish that they actually harnessed, you know what I mean? It's kind of what I'm getting. But you already know you can't really do all of that, Pisces. You can't really do all of that. Can you give me another court card for this person to the right of me? Okay, so there's, okay. They keep showing up as a Queen of Cups regardless of their gender. So their masculine energy is a King of Wands. Okay, so their masculine energy is a their masculine energy is a King of Wands, and their feminine energy is a Queen of Cups. Okay, so this person leans more towards their feminine side than they do their masculine side. So for a lot of you, because they lean more towards their feminine side, a lot of you might feel like this person's not doing enough in this relationship between the two of you. A lot of you might feel like they have a very difficult time taking you in this relationship with you seriously because their masculine energy is a King of Wands like energy. They also come off to me as somebody who's very big on love bombing individuals. I'm also kind of getting that as well. So you may have experienced that from them. They have the tendency of love bombing the hell out of you. How did you show up? You showed up as... How did you show up? Let me see. You showed up as a Queen of Wands / Emperor. Okay. So your masculine energy is Emperor energy. Feminine energy is Queen of Wands energy. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Empress. Here's what I will say. Here's what I will say, Pisces, just kind of help you, I guess, make a decision. I do feel like eventually, okay? Eventually, this person will become the person that you really do want them to be. I just kind of feel like it is going to take some time. I do feel like it is going to take some time, Pisces. So don't expect for this person to be the man or the woman you want them to be by next week. You know, this could take a few months. This could take, hell, even a few years. But I do see them eventually becoming the person that you want them to basically be. It just kind of looks like right now there's just still, you know, a lot of things that they need to kind of work on. So in the meantime, a lot of you are going to find yourself, you know, feeling like this person's not doing enough, feeling like this person's not really taking you or this relationship with you that seriously, you know, like you are, you know, things of that nature. But damn, with this King of Pentacles, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Because I feel like this one over here, it's like they already possess this person that you're reconnecting with, you know, this person that you decided to reconnect with shortly after this relationship between you and this one over here went south. this person is like, damn, like they have the qualities you wish this one had. You know what I mean? So then there's that. Tell me more about the King of Wands. Okay, you got the Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and then we also have the Chariot out here for them. Okay. Okay. So in regards to this King of Wands energy over here, that this person over here, man. Like, how do I say this? 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 It's like this person, because I feel like you've been very vocal with them, right? About the things that you don't necessarily like and or even approve of that they basically do in this relationship, right? And it kind of looks like this person typically always turns around and tries to like correct it and or fix it for the sake of, the relationship that they share with you, for the sake of not wanting to basically lose you. Like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting primarily. Like, oh, yeah, I'm never going to do that again, I promise. Oh, yeah, I'm never going to do that either. Yeah, I promise. Listen, let me tell you something. There's a lot of growing up that needs to take place on this person's behalf. I can tell that this person wants love in their life and they want to be in a relationship. I just kind of feel like, they don't really know entirely what it takes to sustain, I would say, a relationship. That's one thing that I will say. And listen, the King of Wands, man, it's somebody who loves the idea, right? Of having somebody around, having somebody who's loyal to them, having somebody who's very committed and devoted to them. The King of Wands is somebody who wants somebody, something real in their life. The problem is that they have a really hard time being real, with that person. They have a really hard time, taking that relationship seriously, things of that nature. It's like this person is anticipating and expecting absolutely everything from you, but kind of giving you the bare minimum in return. You know what I mean? And that's just not how this works. And this is why I'm saying that there's a lot of growing up that needs to kind of take place on this person's behalf in order to actually sustain a relationship. They can't expect you to be loyal, committed, and devoted, and honest and transparent with them when they themselves are not that. You know what I mean? Like, they would have to basically become the person that they're sitting up here telling you need to basically be with them, is basically what I'm getting. Okay. And that's just kind of what it all boils down to. You can't come on, Jesus Christ. You can't expect somebody to be honest and transparent and loyal and committed and devoted to you when you're not willing to reciprocate that in return. You know what I mean? You're never going to be able to create a sustainable relationship being that way. You're just not. You're just not. And like I said, I think that in time, this person will learn to realize that. And in time, this person will grow and evolve. It's just going to take time. See, but with this King of Pentacles over here, it's like, they already know, you know what I mean? Like the do's and the don'ts, you know what I mean? When it comes down to you, you know what I mean? A King of Pentacles is not going to ever put themselves in that predicament to basically lose you. King of Wands, they'll do that shit they'll do that every chance that they get, because they don't know any better. They just don't know any better. So again, it just takes a lot of life experience to get to like a King of Pentacles status, or even to get to a damn Emperor status. You have more experience when it comes down to being in a relationship than this person to the right of me does. It's basically what I'm trying to kind of tell you. So the do's and the don'ts that come with, a relationship, right? This person, not so much, you know what I mean? Not so much, you know what I mean? Not so much. But this King of Pentacles, you don't have to worry about that shit. Like, you don't have to worry about that, because they know the do's and the don'ts when it comes down to being in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, they just do. So it makes sense as to why you're looking at this person like, I know I don't have to worry about this, then the third when it comes down to this one. And it's because they're nowhere near damn King of Wands energy. They're nowhere near it. They know the do's and the don'ts when it comes down to being in a relationship. They know what you expect of them without having to even tell them. You know what I mean? This one over here, it's like you gotta coach them and mold them into being the man that you want them to be, or the woman that you want them to be. This one over here, they're just, they come prepared, honey. Like, they're ready to go. So, any advice for Pisces in regards to this spread? All right, Pisces. So we have the Five of Swords. We got the Nine of Wands. And then we got the Nine of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Queen of Wands. I'll be honest, if this one over here keeps it up and they don't, get their act together and start, opening their eyes and kind of realizing that this is just not how you navigate, a relationship. You can't expect, anything long term to come out of this entire situation showing up in the ways that they've been showing up. It kind of looks like it's only a matter of time before you start to lose respect for them. And the moment that you start to lose respect for them, this one over here is in a world of trouble, is basically what I'm getting, because that's just kind of what I'm seeing, Pisces, on how the cookie will crumble in this relationship. You might take them back. You just might, because you feel a very strong and intense connection towards them. And if you do, then that's okay. But here's what you can honestly anticipate and expect if you were to basically take this person back. Because they're still not the man or the woman that you basically want them to be, because they're still doing a bunch of foolish ass things, right, within this relationship, you will naturally lose respect for them. You will naturally lose respect for them. It's just going to happen. And by the time you lose respect for them, that's when I feel like things are going to get really ugly here, I would say, between you and this person. Because you go from having the utmost respect for them to not having any respect for them. So you're going to basically find yourself doing things that you wouldn't do had you had respect for them. You know what I mean? So in other words, you might, I'm not saying that you will, but you might, go as far as to, like, flirt with other people, entertain other people, portray this image that you're basically single, when in all actuality you're not. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of feel like this relationship is going to get really ugly here, between you and this person. I do. And here's where it kind of gets a little even more like, okay, so I wasn't expecting that. Okay, here's where it kind of gets even more crazy, because as this person's changing, right, and evolving into the person you want them to be, granted, it's going to take time. But see, the time that it's going to take for this person to become the man or the woman that you want them to be, you're already in the process losing respect for them, losing love for them. So with that being said, you're showing up in this connection in the ways that they were basically showing up in this connection with you that you didn't necessarily approve of and or like. So it's kind of like the tables are turning, if you will, right? So as they're becoming the person that you want them to be, you're actually becoming the person that they used to be. Okay? Because, again, there is no doubt in my mind that this person will change. There is no doubt in my mind that this person will eventually become the person that you want them to be. Granted, they may not be that person right now, but eventually they will. But like I said, it looks like it's just going to take too much time, to the point where you ain't going to sit up here and wait for this person to change, nor are you getting rid of them in the process of it all. So then there's that. So that's where it's going to get disrespectful. That's when you're going to find yourself, doing things that you typically wouldn't do towards somebody that you actually have a lot of respect for. But I feel like this person and the way that they were showing up in this connection, it made you over time lose respect for them. It made you over time not want to take them seriously. It made you over time not want to, like, go out your way to basically be this person that you've always wanted them to be, because what the hell is the point? They're not the person that you want them to be, so why should you be this person that they're clearly, not, right? So look at it as just you kind of reciprocating that same old energy that they basically gave you. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to end up happening here between Pisces and this person to the right of me. Like I said, it's just going to, at this point, it's just going to get borderline disrespectful here. It just is. It just is. And that's the thing, is that it doesn't really have to turn out this way. But I mean, your whole thing is, Milagros, what the hell is the point? What is the point of me being committed, devoted, and loyal to this individual when they can't even reciprocate that back in return to me? What is the point? You know what? Screw this. I'm not going to be this way anymore, right? So you're basically becoming the person that they basically used to be, the person that they're trying to not be anymore. And by the time they become the person you want them to be, you drastically change to the point where you don't even see them the same. You don't even have any respect for them. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's like, and I hate to be this blunt and transparent with you, but it kind of looks like at the route you're going, Pisces, you're going to put yourself in positions that could potentially cause you to lose them. And I honestly, excuse my French, I don't even think that you're going to give a fuck if you do end up losing them in the end or not. Like, that's how much you don't really care anymore. You know what I mean? And yeah, one can say that they pushed you to this point. Yeah, I mean, okay, but that's how bad I see it kind of getting here on your end. Okay. I see nothing but like positive things coming from this person as far as like them changing is concerned, Pisces. But you, my friend, this route that you're taking at the rate that you're going, it's getting disrespectful. It's you putting yourself in positions where it's like, you know what, if they find out about this, it is what it is. I don't care. You know what I mean? If it goes left, it goes left. If they find out, they find out. If they feel some type of way about it, they feel some type of way about it. I don't really care. That's the path that you're basically on. So, let's see what's gonna happen between you and this King of Pentacles. Timer of this King of Pentacles. Shit. Wow. We have Jesus Christ. This is nice, by the way. King of Pentacles to the Emperor. That's nice. That's nice. I'm getting nothing but like a leveling up coming from this person. Yeah. That's nice. That is nice. See, as time goes by, it's like this person, they're already the person that you want them to be. As far as this person that you reached out to when this relationship between you and this one over here went south, like they're already the person. I mean, I'll say it like this: they're close. They're very freaking close to like being the person that you want them to be. And I kind of feel like in time they're gonna be exactly the person that you want them to be way before this one turns into the man or the woman that you basically want them to be. Like you have the opportunity to just be like, you know what, screw this one, I'm out. I don't want to do this with this one over here anymore and go off and be with this one. But it looks like you're choosing not to do that. It kind of looks like what you're choosing to do is deal with this one and all that comes with this one and just lose respect for them and put yourself in predicaments to potentially lose them. And I feel like they kind of play a massive role in this whole you putting yourself in positions to potentially lose them. Because again, I was getting that energy of you trying to figure out where you want to be. So it kind of looks like as you're trying to figure out where you want to be, you're entertaining both parties. Basically. So then there's that, Pisces. But if it's one thing that I will say about this person is they're very, very serious about you. Not only that, they have really good intentions when it comes down to you, but I feel like you're actually inspiring this person. Like to become like the man you've always wanted or the woman that you've always honestly wanted. But this one's doing the same exact thing. It just looks like it's taking some time. You know what I mean? For this person to be the person that you honestly want them to be. It's like, it's crazy because we got two people here who are changing their ways for the sake of, I just don't want to lose Pisces. So let me change this about myself. Let me stop doing this shit. Let me stop doing that shit. This one over here, they're straight up, they're losing your respect. It is what it is. They're losing your respect. I don't, even if they were to change, I just don't see you looking at them the same way or even respecting them the same way. This one, on the other hand, like, I feel like you've always had the utmost respect for this person. It's kind of what I'm getting. You've always had, nothing but respect for this person, nothing but appreciation towards this person. But this is your ticket, right, to getting what it is that you want instead of going down this route of, you know what, I'm gonna keep them around. I don't like them. I don't trust them. Don't look at them the same way, but screw it. I'm gonna keep them around anyways. I'm just gonna sit up here and lose respect for them.